What's going on, guys? Boss Squirrel here with another guide video, and today we're talking about my updated Moze strongest build. I called it updated because I've already posted a video about this build like a month ago. Yeah. Well, with a few changes, maybe just on the skill tree. And the reason why I called it the strongest is just plain and simple. It is the strongest. Out of all the builds that I've tested, it is the fastest clearing build on mobbing scenarios, also in bossing. And the good thing about this build is you don't have to rely on the Guardian Angel. As we all know how the Guardian Angel works, it just multiplies all damage sources by 500% based on the distance, which is broken. Well, yeah, as I've said, the good thing about this is you don't need the Guardian Angel, no need for Guardian Angel swapping. And by the way, after discussing the build, we'll just run the Malawan takedown in True Trials, just for fun, and just to show the mobbing and bossing capability of the build. And by the way, please consider liking and subscribing, and hit that notification bell for more videos to come. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into the build. Okay, so now for the build, the reason why I called it the strongest is because the best weapons that I recommend are launchers. Not normal guns, but launchers. If you really like that fast clearing speed on mobbing and bossing scenarios, well, you can use whatever launchers you like, but of course, there are some launchers that really stands out compared to the others on Moze. And the first one is the Hive. I really like the Hive in mobbing scenarios. I always use it. Also the Plague Bearer. I use it also in mobbing scenarios, but mostly bossing, with different types of elements here, depending on the boss that I'm dealing with. Also the Backburner, also with the different types of elements. And as you've noticed, well, the Backburner, I only use it on grounded bosses, where they don't fly, like for example the Seer. But for other bosses that goes airborne, like for example Hemovores on his second phase, I use the Plague Bearer. All right, and as you've noticed, we're going with the same anointment. While under 50% health, deal 100% bonus radiation damage, and by far this is the best anointment that I recommend on Moze. Most people are using the consecutive hits, but the U-Red anointment is just simply the best for me. Out of all my tests, this is simply the best because you always have it all the time, and especially in mobbing scenarios, that radiation is really good. Alright, and now going to the shield, we're using an Infernal Wish because it's just also simply the best on her. I do not recommend any other shield, even the Revolter, because the Revolter isn't really that good on Moze because it's not consistent. The Shock and Rage is only good for 15 seconds anyways, and Moze doesn't have action skills that constantly procs that Shock and Rage. So yeah, besides, even if you can proc the Shock and Rage from the Revolter, it just couldn't keep up with the Infernal Wish. Alright, and also we're using a double amp augment here. It's fine if you don't have one, but of course having amp augments is better. And for the anointment, it doesn't really matter what type of anointment you have, just try to avoid the action skill and cooldown rate. You don't want that. I'll discuss that later on the skill tree. And for the grenade, we're using a cloning maddening tracker. A low level is highly advisable so that you won't down yourself. Cloning the CMT is just simply the best on Moze. Not the Hex, no other grenades, just the CMT. Alright, now for the class mod, on my first video, I was using the Minesweeper. By the way, I've just placed the first guide video on the description down below if you guys want to check it out. So, but for launchers, instead of using the Minesweeper, I recommend the Bloodletter, and the reason for that is since we regenerate shield with the Bloodletter, we always take advantage of the amp augment from the Infernal Wish, which is really good. Alright, and for the artifact, no brainer there, we're using a Toboggan. It's just simply the best on launchers because of that amp damage. So yeah, and now going to the skill tree. Now here's for the blue tree. You can just copy it. Now, there are skills that are really a must-have because of Mayhem scaling, which is Far in the Skagden and Short Fuse. Don't, again, as I've been saying on my other videos, don't be fooled by that 15% bonus incendiary damage. At Mayhem 10 or 11, this is around 400 plus percent, which is really, really insane. Also on Short Fuse and Mayhem scaling, I think this is times 5 or times 6. All right. So now here's for the red tree. It's just like the same. You definitely want thin red line to be maxed out. I just get extra points from our class mod from thin red line and desperate measures, but you definitely want this capped out so that for this you can take advantage of the URAD announcement, the bonus 100% radiation damage, and also desperate measures for more gun damage. Also, Drowning in Brass and Phalanx Doctrine. This is really, really good in mobbing scenarios because of that kill skill. And now here's for the green tree. You can just copy it. Now on my first build, I've maxed out Scorching RPMs, but since we're using launchers, we don't need it. We don't need fire rate. So I've invested the points on Scrappy instead for more weapon damage and weapon swap speed, which is also pretty good, and of course, Russian Offensive, so that we can always constantly regenerate our shield to always take advantage of the amp augments from the Infernal Wish. Now here's for the the purple tree. We just placed points on Big Surplus. Also, this has Mayhem scaling. Don't be fooled by that 15%. Mayhem scaling, this is around 400%, but is calculated differently. On Fire in the Skagden, the incendiary damage bonus is calculated based on your splash damage, but on Big Surplus, all your sources of damage will get bonus incendiary damage, but is calculated on how strong your gun damage is. All right. Now, of course, we're using the Iron Cub plus the grenade V35 V35 grenade launcher, so that basically whenever we summon Iron Cub, he will just basically kill himself so that we can take advantage of Big Surplus. And speaking of that, you'll want to disable topped off on your garden rank, because we want Iron Cub to always be on cooldown for as long as possible for Big Surplus. And also, that's the reason why I said earlier that you don't want action skill and cooldown rate anointment on your shield, also for the same reason. Alright, now speaking of garden rank, here it is. Have it unlocked the last one, and we're running it on Mayhem 11. Alright. Okay, so we'll run the Malawan takedown in 3 trials. Just for fun. So enjoy the run. Oops. And the other reason why I really like the toboggan on Moze is because we all know how slow her movement speed is, and the slide speed from the toboggan really helps. Alright. Okay, that quick. Now going to the Valkyries. Ouch. Oops. Maybe I'll just use the plague bearer. It's faster. Ouch. Come on. Alright. Now going to the bridge. Come on, show up. Oops. I'll just skip this. Going through the bridge. But, come on.
Freaking multi-kill, yeah! Yeah, bitches!
Frozen again. Couldn't slide. Okay. Alright, now going to Wotan. Now I'll just probably use the Plague Bearer. Maybe the back burner. Ouch. What? Come on, die. Still can slide. Alright, I think that's it. That easy. I just kill these guys. Alright, so there you go. And that's the reason why this build is the best build for that fast clearing speed. As you can see, we just finished the Mal 1 takedown in 3 trials that fast. So yeah, if you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing and hit that notification bell. It'll really help me out. And you guys have a good day. Bye bye.